Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you send message? Yes. Okay. Uh, yes. Good morning. And now we are discussing about coordinate geometry, about unit functions. Unit functions. What's the meaning of function first? In coordinate geometry, we mainly discussing about functions. No, in coordinate geometry, we mainly discussing about function, different kind of functions. What are the meaning of functions? Functions mean relationships, just relationships. Okay, in coordinate geometry, we mainly discussing about two main types of functions. What are the types? Unit functions and quadratic functions. Unit functions and quadratic functions. Last week, we discussed the basic part of unit functions. What's the meaning of Cartesian plane? What's the meaning of Cartesian plane? What's the meaning of Cartesian plane? It's a 2D or 3D shapes. The Cartesian plane is a 2D shape with x and y. The horizontal axis we called as x and the vertical axis we called as y. What's the name of this 0 point? The intersecting point, what's the name? Do you remember? What's the name of this intersecting point or cutting point? What's the name? Very good. Yes, it is the initial point. Initial point. Initial point. And I told this is the positive axis or positive side of the x-axis, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a positive axis, positive side of the y-axis, positive side of the y-axis. This is a negative side of the y-axis, negative side of the y-axis. This is a negative side of the x-axis. Okay, that's the base of Cartesian plane, Cartesian plane, Cartesian plane. Okay, next we discussed how to get the length between two points. How to get the length between 2 points, the distance of any straight line. In other words, the distance of straight lines like this. Now think it is a straight line. Straight line. I told we can use Pythagoras theorem. Think it is plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. If you got straight line or 2 points on this Cartesian plane, the distance of 2 point, distance of 2 point mean that's a straight line, right? Think it is this point, this point. Okay, think it is B and this is AB straight line, AB straight line. Okay, how about the coordinates of A point? What's the coordinate of A point? Can you send coordinates of A point? I need the coordinates of A point. Coordinates of A point, very good. It's 0, comma 0. Yes. Coordinates of B point. Coordinates of B point. What are the coordinates of B point? Point B. How to write coordinates? Very good. X axis value, comma, y axis value. I think you can remember. X axis value 3, comma, y axis value minus 4. Okay, I told if you think this shaded part is a right angle triangle, this is a right angle triangle, and side length, this length is 4 and this length 3. 3. Yeah. Positive 4. Yes. 4. 3 and 4. Okay. How about the length of this adjacent side? It is 3 units. 3 units. The opposite side 4 units. 4 units. Okay, if you got the length of AB, what is the equation? We can use Pythagoras theorem. Very simple. We can use Pythagoras theorem. Think AB squared equal AB squared equal 4 squared plus 3 squared. AB squared equal 4 squared 16, 3 squared 9. 3 squared 9. AB equal 25. Sorry, AB squared. AB equal 25 square root. Then AB equal 5. 5 units. Always it's units, because what's the meaning of 1 unit? How about the size of 1 unit in coordinate geometry? Unit එකක් කියන්නේ කොච්චරද? 1 unit. The gap between 2 points, yes. This is a unit. This is a unit. This is a 1 unit. Okay, how many units? It is the AB straight line 5 units. මේ වගේ 5 distance. Okay, but this is actual method. These actual methods to get the length of any straight line or distance between 2 points on the Cartesian plane. But it is little bit tough. We have to draw a Cartesian plane and mark coordinates, and it is very difficult methods. Okay, therefore I already explained very short method to get the length of any straight line. What is a short method? Do you remember equation? AB equal, the length of AB equal x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared square root. Okay, according to this equation, what is the x2 minus x1? 3 minus 0. 3 minus 0 squared plus y2 minus y1, 4 minus 0 squared. 4 minus 0 squared. 3 minus 0, 3 squared 9 plus 4 minus 0, 4 squared 16 square root. It is 25 square root equal 5 units. 5 units. Okay, that's a short method. Short methods we can use to, if you know the coordinates of endpoints of any straight line, if you know the coordinates of 2 points, endpoints, depatte coordinates, then we can calculate the length of any straight line using this short method. Up to now, okay, right? This is the last week lesson. Okay, last week we only discussed length of straight line, right? As I remember. Yeah. Okay. Before go to next part, let's practice only one question. Okay, quickly calculate the length of this straight line. Okay, quickly calculate the length of this straight line. The length of B. Okay, what is the length of AB? Quickly calculate. Now, last lesson. Sandra, what's the length of AB? Yes, I think all got same answer. No? Okay, what is the equation? The AB, the length of AB or the distance between AB equal x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared full square root. Full square root. Now, x2 minus x1 minus 12 minus 8. Very important. Minus 12 minus 8. This is a equation minus. Equation minus. Squared plus y2 minus y1 6 minus 5. Squared square root. Minus 12 plus 8 because minus plus. Minus 12 plus 8. It is minus 4. Minus 4 squared. Minus 4 into minus 4. It is 60. Plus 6 minus 5. It is 1. 1 squared. Only 1. Now you can get the 17 square root units. That's the length of AB. The square root 17. You can get the decimal value 4.12. No? 4.12 units. 4.12 units. Okay, very good. You can correct. Let's move into our next topic. What is our next topic? Last week I gave you the summary of the order of the lesson. Okay, let's move into our next topic, the midpoint coordinates of straight line. That's the next lesson, right? Next topic. The second subtopic, the midpoint coordinates of straight line. The midpoint coordinates of straight line. The midpoint coordinates of straight line. Okay, it is very simple part. The midpoint coordinates. What's the meaning of midpoint coordinate? If you got any type of straight line like this. Now think it is A, other end is B, and the midpoint means the center point of this straight line. Think it is C. Think this is a center point. Now A point coordinates. Think A point coordinates are 12, 8. B point coordinates 2, 3. 2, 4 down. For easy calculations. Only for first one. 2, 4. Okay, now AB is a straight line. The midpoint is a C. The center point is a C. Okay, can you calculate the midpoint of this C, coordinates of the C point? It's very simple. This is a method. Okay, remember the center point coordinates or midpoint coordinates. Midpoint coordinates. Again, we have a simple equation. Midpoint coordinates. Midpoint coordinates. We have a very simple equation. X1 plus x2 divided by 2. This is a center point x coordinate, comma, x y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Okay, this is the equation. Okay, don't try to remember these equations like this. Don't try to by heart this equation. What is the length calculation equation? X coordinate difference square plus y coordinate difference square, the square root. X coordinate difference length calculation. Okay, length equation, x coordinate difference square plus y coordinate difference square, the square root. Okay, this is a midpoint equation. Add x coordinates divide by 2, add y coordinates divide by 2. That's the method. Very simple. Okay, let's calculate the midpoint coordinates of this point, C point. C point coordinates. Okay, what is x1? x1 12. 12 plus 2. 12 plus 2 divide by 2, comma, 12 plus 2 divided by 2, 8 plus 4, 8 plus 4 divide by 2. Okay, they are the coordinates of the center point of this AB straight line. Okay, now 12 plus 2, it is 14, 14 divided by 2, 7. 8 plus 4, it is 12, 12 divided by 2, it is 6. They are the coordinates of the C point. They are the coordinates of C point. Now I can write C point coordinates are x coordinate 7, y coordinate 6. X coordinate 7, y coordinate 6. Understood? Hi, very good. Write down example number 1. Example number 1, write down this. Draw this line and write down clearly. For coordinate geometry lesson, you have to prepare a perfect note. හරියටම note එක හදා ගන්න ඕන. If not, in after complete lesson, you will be trouble when we discussing questions හරිද ලස්සනට හදන්න note එක. Because this lesson don't have any notes, don't have any theory notes, therefore not practical to give you tunes. Complete. Okay, midpoint coordinates equation. What's the equation? X add x coordinates divide by 2 comma add y coordinates divide by 2. Okay, example number 2. Example number 2. How to get the midpoint? Wait. Okay, PQ is a straight line. R is the midpoint of PQ straight line. Calculate the coordinates of R. Calculate the coordinate of R. Okay, write down as a question. The දෙදස් විසියටද කොහෙද ගෙවල් අපේ මේ ෆිසිකල් ක්ලාස් එක තියෙන්නේ නුගේගොඩයි මේ නිකම්බෝලයි නුගේගොඩ එකට එන්න පුළුවන්ද ඔව් ඊයේ තමයි පටන් ඊයේ ෆස්ට් ලෙසන් එකේ ෆස්ට් පාර්ට් එක ඉස්සරහින් පටන් ගත්තා ඊයේ සැටර්ඩේ තමයි තියෙන්නේ මොනවද සබ්ජෙක්ට් කරන්නේ SFT කම්පල්සරි okay sorry now okay Harneet there was yeah battery was I think now okay Give me a second. Okay, minus x coordinate plus 2x coordinates divide by 2 plus y2 coordinates divide by 2. That's a basic equation to calculate the midpoint of the PQ straight line. The R is the midpoint of PQ straight line. Okay, now x1 plus x2 divide by 2, y1 plus y2 divide by 2. Minus 12 x1 plus x2 minus 12 plus 10 divide by 2 y1 plus y2 8 plus minus 6 divide by 2. Okay, can you send me value minus 12 plus 10? What's the value? It is minus 2. Minus 2 divide by 2. Minus 2 divide by 2. If you're not sure this minus plus values, if you're not sure, you can use calculator. At the sure නම් විතරක් දාන්න. If not sure, you can use calculator. And you can practice this. මේක ටිකක් කළා කරද්දි practice වෙනවා minus plus solution. 8 plus minus 6. What happened? Plus and minus become minus, right? Plus minus, it's minus. Then 8 minus 6. What's 8 minus 6? It is 2. 2 divided by 2. Now, minus 2 divided by 2, 2 to 2 cancel out minus 1, comma, 2 to 2 cancel, it is plus 1. R point coordinates are, they are the R point coordinates. R point coordinates. Minus 1, comma, plus 1. Minus 1, comma, plus 1. Okay, Sanur, Harid, Vihanga correct. Dinul, correct. Afsal, is it correct? Ahmed? Sadev? Okay, correct. Hari. Exercise number 3. Example number 3. Come to example number 3. These are A. So, yeah, these are A and these are B. A point coordinates minus 20, comma, minus 12. B point coordinates 8, comma, minus 4. Okay, the C is the midpoint of AB straight line. Okay, write down the C is the midpoint of AB straight line. Calculate the coordinates of C. Calculate the coordinate of C. C is the midpoint of AB straight line. Calculate the coordinates of C. Calculate the coordinates of C. Okay. Calculate the coordinates of C. Okay, how to get the coordinates of C? Okay, let's calculate the C point coordinates. Clearly write C point coordinates. C point coordinates x2, sorry, x1 plus x2 divide by 2, comma, y1 plus y2 divide by 2 brackets. That's a common equation for any straight line to calculate the midpoint coordinates. Okay, how to substitute? X1 plus x2 minus 20 plus 8 divide by 2, comma, minus 12 plus minus 12 plus minus 4 divide by 2, minus 20 plus 8. What's the value? Minus 20 plus 8. It is minus 12. Minus 12 divide minus 12 divide by 2, comma, minus 12 plus minus 4. What's the answer? Minus 12 plus minus 4. Plus minus what happened? Plus minus minus. Then minus 12 minus 4, it is minus 16. Minus 16 over 2. This is the answer. This is the answer. Very easy. Now minus 12 over 2, it is minus 6. Minus 6. Minus 16 over 2, it is minus 8. The C point coordinates minus 6, comma, minus 8. Okay, do you have any doubt? Any doubt? Or clear? Hari. That was an exam question. 2019, as I remember. In 2019, there was exam question like this. Okay. Okay, write down the question. The R is the midpoint of PQ straight line. The R is the midpoint of PQ straight line. The R is the midpoint of PQ straight line. The R is the midpoint of PQ straight line. Calculate the coordinates of Q. Calculate the coordinates of Q. Okay, you can draw the straight line PQ and P and R given. That means P coordinates, Pn coordinates given, then R midpoint coordinates given. The question asks what is the coordinate of, what's the x coordinate, comma, y coordinates of Q point. That was the exam question. Okay, can you get this? Okay, good Dinul. Okay, I'll check others. Could you find any method? Ulang na hoyagan. Yeah, it's same method. Same method. You have to go in reverse way. Anik පැත්තට යන්න තියෙන්නේ. Very good. Humet, Sanura. Try. Simple. You need more time. Humet. Time on it. Sanura. Do you need time? Okay, let's try. Okay, now if you got the midpoint of P and Q straight line, the x coordinate of the midpoint 2, right? The y coordinates of midpoint 4. Maybe if you got the midpoint, what is how we get the x point coordinates? How we get the x point coordinates of the midpoint? X1 plus x2 divide by 2. If I got x1 plus x2, x1 plus x2 means 12 plus x. I don't know what is the x value. Divide by 2. What will be the answer? The answer will be 2. Then you can isolate x. 12 plus x equal, cross multiplication, it is 4. Now x equal 12 get into this direction, 4 minus 12. Then x equal 4 minus 12 mean minus 8. Minus 8. 4 minus 12 minus 8. Minus 8. 4 minus 12 minus 8. Now the same method you can calculate the y coordinate as well. If you got y coordinates, what is the method? X1 plus, sorry, y1 plus y2 divide by 2. Answer is the midpoint coordinates. The answer is given now. 20 plus y over 2. Answer is 4. Now cross multiplication, 20 plus y equal 8. Now y equal 8 minus 20. Y equal 8 minus 20. What's the answer? Minus 12. Very good. minus 12. Minus 12. Okay. Do you have any doubts, Anurag, for this type calculation? Okay, then q point coordinates you can write. The q point coordinates, cube coordinates, what are the coordinates? -8, -2. Okay, they are the coordinates of q point. Coordinates of q point. They are the coordinates of q point. Sadev, understood? You met? Okay, let's do same type question. AB, the C is the midpoint of AB straight line. Write down the question. The C is the midpoint of AB straight line. C is the midpoint of AB straight line. B point coordinates, write down B point coordinates -12, 8 and C point coordinates are -2, 6. C point coordinates are -2, 6. Calculate the coordinates of A point. Calculate the coordinates of A point. Alright, I'll tell you again. C is the midpoint of AB straight line. B point coordinates are -12, 8 and C point coordinates are -2, 6. Calculate the coordinates of point A. Calculate the coordinates of point A. Calculate the coordinates of point A. Okay, only two answers. Then others, what's your answers? What's the coordinate of point A coordinates? Very good. You met? Sanwar? Sadev? The C is the midpoint of AB straight lines. B point coordinates are given -12, 8. C point coordinate, that means center point coordinates given -2, 6. I asked what is the coordinates of A. Good. Okay. Okay, let's calculate. Okay, think the A point coordinates x comma y, or, A or B, A comma B, or x comma y, or whatever you can use symbols. No problem. Alright. Then the center point coordinates already given. Okay, first you can calculate the x point coordinates. X point coordinates, what's the method? X1 plus x2. Now x plus minus 12. X plus minus 12 divided by 2, answer is minus 2. Minus 2. Now cross multiplication, x plus minus 12 equal 2 into minus 2, it is minus 4. Minus 4. Now what happened? Plus minus, it is minus, x minus 12 get into this side. X equal minus 12 get into this direction, it is plus 12, minus 4 plus 12. What happened? X equal 8. X coordinate 8. Now same method, you can calculate y coordinate, y1 plus y2, y plus 8 over 2 equal, it is 6 plus 6. No issue, cross multiplication, y plus 8 equal to 6 into 2, 12. Now y equal 12 minus 8. Y equal 4. Y equal 4. Okay, now A point coordinates, A coordinates, X coordinates 8, comma Y coordinate 4. Okay, they are the coordinates of A point. Coordinates of A point. Coordinates of A point. Okay, final one. Final exercise for midpoint coordinates. Okay, write down P is the midpoint of SR straight line. SR straight line. P coordinates are minus 6 comma 4 and P coordinates are minus 6 comma 4 and minus 6 comma 4 and S point Y coordinate 5 and R point X coordinate 2. R point X coordinate 2. Calculate the S point X coordinate 10. Calculate the S point X coordinate and R point Y coordinate. Calculate the S point X coordinate and R point Y coordinate. Okay, take only 1.5 minutes and try to get these answers. Complete. No, Dinal, you have to send it separately because it is not a one point coordinates. The X point for S point, the Y point coordinates for R point. Yeah, no problem. Okay, let's see. Yes. Very good. You met Sandra? Yes, very good. Okay, what's the method? The same method. Same method. Same method, x point coordinates 2 plus x over 2 equal, what is the answer? The answer minus 6. Now cross multiplication minus 12, 2 plus x equal, it's equal, sorry, equal, minus 12. Now plus 2 get into right side, it is minus 2, x equal minus 14, x equal minus 14, x equal minus 14. Same method for y coordinate. For y coordinate, what is the equation? Y1 plus y2 equal to divide by 2. Y1 plus y2 divide by 2. 5 plus y divide by 4. Sorry, divide by 2 equal to 4. Now cross multiplication 8. 5 plus y equal 8. Now y equal 8 minus 5, it is 3. Then y coordinate is 3. Y coordinate 3. No, Sanru. Minus 12 මෙහෙම plus 2 get into right side. Yes, plus 2 minus 12 මේවා sure නැත්තම් කැලේ එක ගහන්න ටක් ගාලා minus 2 minus 12 minus 2, it is x equal minus 14. Then s point coordinates, what are the s point coordinates? Minus 14 comma 5, they are the s point coordinates. R point coordinates 2 comma 3, 2 comma 3. That's final answer. Two comma 3 minus 14 comma 5. Okay, that's a maximum. මේව නම් අහලා නැහැ මෙච්චර level එකකට. අර කලින් type එක තමයි එකක් අහලා තියෙන්නේ. මෙහෙම ආවත් ඔයාලට පුළුවන්. හරි. Write down the next topic. Topic number 4, I think. Topic number 4. Ratio point coordinates of straight line. Ratio point coordinates of straight line. Ratio point coordinates of straight line. The ratio point coordinates of straight line. The ratio point coordinates of straight line. Okay, it's a very simple story. If you know the midpoint coordinates calculation, if you have full idea about this midpoint calculation, center point calculation, coordinates calculation equations, it is very difficult. It is very easy. It's not too difficult. Okay, think this is a AB straight line. This is a straight line called AB. Okay, if you got this is a C point, C is a midpoint of this is straight line, center point. The C is the center point. Now how many parts? Now the straight line divided into two identical parts. Two identical parts. Okay, if I divide this straight line into four identical parts, these cutting points we called as ratio point. This cutting point we called as ratio point. Okay, this is the center point, right? This is the center point. And if you got one point, one part, and remain three parts, therefore this point we called as 1 to 3 ratio point. This is a ratio. 1 to 3 is the ratio of this point because one part remain 3. 1 to 3 ratio point. 1 to 3 ratio point. 1 to 3 ratio point. If you got this center point, what's the center point ratio? 2 to 4. 2 to 2. Because 1 to 1. Finally, it is 1 to 1. 1 to 1 means 1. Okay, therefore, we don't need center point ratio point. It is 1 ratio point 1. Okay, if you got second last cutting point, what is the ratio point? What is the ratio point? It is 3 parts and remain 1. 3 parts and remain 1. Therefore, that we called as 3 to 1. 3 to 1 ratio point. 3 to 1 ratio point. 3 to 1 ratio point. I got the point. If we cut any straight line into 4 identical parts, cutting points are the ratio points. The first cutting point we called as 1 to 3 ratio point, and final cutting point we called as 3 to 1 ratio point. Understood? We have only 2 ratio points. Center point mean 1 to 1, it don't need. Ratio point, center point in 1 to 1, final is 1. Don't need this one. This ratio 1 to 1 ratio point calculation, you already know. You already know 1 to 1 ratio calculation. Understood? Very good. Any doubt? Write down. It is star mark. Any straight line, if cut into 4 identical segments, cut into 4 identical segments, any straight line, if cut into 4 identical segments, this cutting points called as ratio points. Cutting points called as ratio points. Okay, draw this and mark these names and points. This is center. Center mean 1 to 1 or 2 to 2. Okay. Okay, this is a March. You have another 15 or 14 months remain for the exam. And now you have a junior batch as well. Therefore, don't take your time management nowadays. It is very important because with your additional works, at least you have now Nowadays, at least you have to get 2 hours per each subject. At least 1.5 hours, 1.5 hours for safety, 1.5, 1.5 at least. If you can get 2 hours, that's perfect. At least 5 hours you have to work nowadays, because now you have to practice your time management and you have to keep it consistently. Consistency is very important. Starting from this month, now, um, you have junior batch as well, then you are the second batch now. After August, you are the first batch. You have less than 1 year. Therefore, before August, try to complete all theory, 50% at least, 50 to 60%. In our class now we are doing 8 lessons. 8 lessons mean before August, I hope to complete more than 13 lessons. I hope to complete. Then 60% complete. 60% complete, and not only SFT, other subjects also you have to cover at least 60% before August. Then you have remain 1 year, and after that we start revision as well. With final year you have only 40%, 40 pramanak in theory only, and you can again revise in our all subject revision classes. Okay, prepare your own plan how to cover at least 60% of your 3 syllabus within these 4 months. Remain 4 months. Now it is March. Before this year August, try to complete at least 60% of the subjects. ET, SFT, ICT for your uh, another third subject. Try to complete. Not only cover, okay, you have to go through them and work on these lessons. ඉවර කරන්න නම් පුළුවන් දැන් අපි ඉවර කරන්න measurements එම. You have to remember them and try to work on this at least 60% of all 3 subjects. Then it is easy, it's not a tough task actually A level. You have only 3 subjects. It's very simple if you manage perfect your time and your additional works. If you manage, and if you this academic work, if you make consistent working, everyday working with balanced timing, actually it's a very easy lessons, little bit advanced, but if you got working pattern, it is easy than O level. The O level you subject and you know you have only 3 subjects and you are doing in the most preferred area. Therefore, you don't have excuse. The thing you have to keep it consistency. You're consistently working. You can continually working. Every day you have to continue and daily complete it. As example, now we are doing today. Today we are doing the what's the lesson? Coordinate geometry. Now we are in the fourth subtopic. If you can complete within today, if you can complete up to 4th lesson, that after 3 days again you can get this book and go through again. Then it automatically they will store in your mind. They will ඉබේම store වෙනවා. නිතර නිතර ඔයාලා බලන්නයි ඕන. එම රෑ නිදි මරාගෙන එම tough condition එක වැඩ කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ එතකොට. එම වැඩ කරේ නැත්තම් තමයි exam එක when it is close to the exam you don't have time to sleep. You're not working now. Okay, therefore now you can start your management time. Now you don't have any exam stress, so you don't have any stress. Then freely you can work nowadays. Okay, complete drawing. හරි. Example number one. Example number one. This is a P point. This is a Q point. The R is a midpoint. R is a midpoint. P point coordinates 10, 5. Q point coordinates 12, 8. I think it is 6. Okay. The first question, calculate the midpoint coordinates. Midpoint coordinates. Calculate the midpoint coordinates. Midpoint coordinates mean actually R point coordinate. R point coordinates. Second question, calculate the calculate the calculate the ratio point calculate the 1 to 3 ratio point coordinates. Calculate the 1 to 3 ratio point coordinates. Third subpart, calculate the 3 to 1 ratio point coordinates. Okay, quickly calculate this. Take only 1 minute. 2 minutes. Okay. First, you can get the coordinates of midpoint. Coordinates of midpoint. Calculate the 1 to 3 ratio point and calculate the 3 to 1 ratio point. Okay, first you can get the midpoint coordinates of A point, sorry, R point coordinates. That's a midpoint coordinate or center point coordinates. How to get this? 10 plus 12. No need to write down now. You can do it mine. 10 plus 12, x1 plus x2, 10 plus 12, it is 22. 22 divided by 2, 22 divided by 2, it is 11. Comma, 6 plus 8, 14. 6 plus 8, 14. 14. Yeah, 6 plus 8, 14. 14 divided by 2, it is 7. R point coordinates are 11, 7. 11, 7. 11, 7. Okay, now what is the meaning of 1 to 3 ratio point? What's the meaning of 1 to 3 ratio point? 1 to 3 ratio point. 1 to 3 ratio point mean if you cut into 4 identical parts, the first cutting point. This is a 1 to 3 ratio point. Okay, now you can, if you got the 1 to 3 ratio point, it is the midpoint between P and R, right? PR midpoint is a 1 to 3 ratio point. And now you can get the 1 to 3 ratio point, midpoint coordinates 11, 7. How to get the 1 to 3 ratio point? It is midpoint between P and R. It's easy. 10 plus 11, it is 10 plus 11, it is 21. 21 divided by 2, 10.5. 10.5. No need to write down. 10.5, comma. 6 plus 7, it is 13. 13 divided by 5, so 13 divided by 2, it is 6.5. 6.5. 10.5 and 6.5 are the 1 to 3 point coordinates. 1 to 3 point coordinates 10.5 comma 6.5. 10.5 comma 6.5. Ten point five comma 6.5. Hurry. Final one. Calculate the 3 to 1 ratio point. 3 to 1 ratio point means final cutting point. If you cut into 4 identical parts, the final cutting point, this point. How to get this? The midpoint between R and Q. Midpoint between R and Q. 12 plus 11, 23. 23 divided by 2, it is 11.5. 11.5, comma. 7 plus 8, 15. 15 divided by 2, it is 7.5. No need to calculate. Now, 3 to 1 ratio point coordinates are 11.5, comma 7.5. 11.5, comma 7.5. 11.5, comma 7.5. Okay, මේ වගේ නම් exam එකට ඇවිත්ම නැහැ. Ratio points. Okay, that enough. If you know the midpoint coordinates, the same method, right? Midpoint again and again midpoint. Hard. Okay, write down the next topic, the most important topic, our subtopic number 5 under unit functions. Subtopic number 5 under unit function. What is subtopic number 5? The equation of unit functions. This equation of straight lines. The equation of straight line. 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 Okay, the equation of straight line you already know, I think. I think you already know what's the equation of, what's the common equation of any type of straight line? It is y equal, tell me, y equal, what's the equation? What's the common equation of any straight line? Y equal mx plus c, very good. Y equal mx plus c, that is a common equation for any type of straight line. If it is a straight line, this is a common equation. This is a common equation, y equal mx plus c. Y equal mx plus c. Y equal mx plus c. Do you know what's the meaning of m? What's the name of m? Vihenga, what's the name of m? Very good. It is gradient. M is a gradient. Gradient. What's the meaning of C? Very good. Now this is x and y. What are they? Intersect. What are the names of x and y? X and y are the variables. X and y are the variables. I will show you. If you got point to point, this x and y values are changing. That's why we call x and y are the variables. Variables. Point x value and y value changing. Point to point changing. Point to point changing. But gradients and intercept for any straight line, they are constant. According to the straight line, they are constant, not changing. If you got 2 points, they are gradient and intercept. Intercept mean cutting point, it's same. The gradient of any point, it's same for one straight line. Okay, but x and y values are changing. That's why we call the x and y values are the variables. 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 As example, if you got a straight line on a Cartesian plane. See? Straight line on a Cartesian plane. Like this. Okay, if you got this AB straight line, think if you got this point, how about x and y values? X value plus 1, approximately plus 1, this point. X value plus 1, y value 1.5, 1.5 like value. If you got another point, x value is a different, y value is different. If you got this point, x value, y value different. X value, y value different. That's why I told these x and y values are variables. Point to point, they are changing, and intercept, what is the intercept of this one? What is the intercept of this AB line? What's the intercept? Yes, it don't have intercept, it's 0. 0. Yeah, don't have intercept. For this type equation, we call the equation y equal mx, no plus c. Y equal mx because intercept 0. Hard. Now you should know this isn't for any type of straight line. Y equal mx plus c is a common equation. Y equal mx plus c is a common equation for any type of straight line, and the m is the gradient and y, so c is the intercept. X and y are the variable, they are changing, they are vary point to point. Point to point is x and y values are vary. Point to point vary. And do you know what's the meaning of gradient? Do you have any idea what's the meaning of gradient? What's the meaning of gradient? What's the meaning of the gradient? Ita kaling අපි ලියමු. Write down topic, the equation of straight line. The equation of straight line. The common equation of any type of straight line are, the common equation of any type of straight line. Okay, write down this equation. Y equal mx plus c. Label them. M is a gradient, the c is the intercept, y and x are the variables. Y and x are the variables. The common equation of any type of straight line of y equal mx plus c, and label them m gradient, c intercept, x and y are the variables. X and y are the variables. Okay, now write down the subtopic under this equation. Under this topic, write down the subtopic gradient. 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 Subtopic gradient. Gradient. Within bracket m. Within bracket m. Within bracket m. Hurry. Mabel. Within bracket m. Hurry. Remember. Do you know what's the meaning of the gradient? Now, if you go straight line on any Cartesian plane, what's the meaning of the gradient? What's the definition? Do you have any idea? Now you know intercept is a y-axis cutting point, that you already know. Do you know what's the meaning of the, what's the actual meaning of the gradient? Vihanga? What's the meaning of the gradient? What's the meaning of the gradient? Okay, if you got this type straight line, let's take this point. Okay, this is a point, this is a B point. Hi. What's the meaning of the gradient? Do you have any idea? The slanted, the slantness of straight line. Yes, that's the actual meaning. Okay. Or we called the slope. That's not the actual definition. Okay. Remember the gradient mean always the tan angle or slope. Slope tan angle with x-axis direction. Where it is x-axis positive direction, last week I explained. This is x-axis. X-axis is the horizontal direction, horizontal axis. The tan angle, tan theta with x-axis positive side. This is a positive side, right? This is a positive side. The tan angle with x-axis positive direction. That's the meaning of the gradient. The tan angle with x-axis positive direction. Then how to calculate this angle, this tan angle? Tan theta. Tan theta equal, tan theta equal, what's the tan theta? Opposite over what? Hypotenuse. No. Opposite over adjacent. Opposite over adjacent. What's the opposite value? How many units? In opposite side, according to this, opposite side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. Sorry, 4 units. 4 units. 4 units. The most important part. For adjacent side, how many units? 3, right? 3 units. 3 units. Okay, now tan theta equal opposite over adjacent, right? Opposite over adjacent means opposite 4, adjacent 3. Adjacent 3. Now tan theta equal 4 over 3. 4 over 3. If it is tan theta, now tan theta is a gradient, therefore I can say the gradient equal 4 over 3. The tan theta equal gradient, then always the what is the meaning of gradient? The slope or tan angle to the x-axis positive direction. Slope or tan angle to the x-axis positive direction, that is equal to the gradient. That's equal to the gradient. Write down like this. Write down the topic gradient within bracket m. Within bracket m. The slope O tan angle. The slope O tan angle to the x-axis positive direction. The slope O tan angle to the x-axis positive direction. To the x-axis positive direction called as a gradient. As gradient. Called as a gradient. Called as a gradient. As a gradient. Okay, now you can draw this straight line and calculate the gradients. Calculate the gradient. If you complete, send message. Complete. Complete. Now, when we calculate the gradient, what's the method we have to get? We have to draw a straight line on a Cartesian plane, and you have to get the gradient. You have to get the gradient by using trigonometry, tan angle. Now it is little bit tough process, no? Advanced process, very difficult to calculate. Therefore, for gradient also, I will give you a short method. Very easily you can get the gradient. Okay, this is a gradient. If this is a short method, y m equal gradient equal y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. What is this? y2 minus y1. For this equation, what is the b point coordinates are? B point coordinates are A point coordinates 0, 0. B point coordinates 3, 4. 3, 4 is a B point coordinates. 3, 4. Hari. Then අපි දාලා බලමු. y2 minus y1. y2 minus y1 means 4 minus 0. 4 minus 0. 4 minus 0. x2 minus x1. 3 minus 0. It is working, right? 3, 0. The gradient equal 4 minus 0, 4. 3 minus 0, 3. 4 over 3. Okay, write down the short method. Short method. M equal y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Always remember, gradient of any straight line, what is equal to? It is equal to y coordinate difference. Any 2 point y coordinate difference divided by any 2 point x coordinate difference. No need n දෙකෙන් වෙන්න ඕනේ. ඕන point දෙකක x y coordinate difference divided by x coordinate difference is the gradient of this straight line. Understood? Appi donna as example, if you want see, if you want, you can get make a bear appi. Okay, I'll show you in the next one. It is not in a scale. Okay, now can you calculate the gradient of this straight line? Calculate the gradient of this straight line. AB. A point coordinates 8, 12. B point coordinates 3, 6. Okay, what's the method? This exercise number 1, gradient. M equal, very easy. Now you don't need to draw Cartesian planes. y2 minus y1 divide by x2 minus x1. y2 minus y1 divide by x2 minus x1. y2 minus y1, 6 minus 12. Or 12 minus 6, both correct. 12 minus 6. If you got into this direction, 12 minus 6, x up ganna wenna mehetamai 8 minus 3. 8 minus 3. What's the answer? 12 minus 6, 6. 8 minus 3, 5. 6 over 5, it is a gradient of this straight line. 6 over 5. 6 over 5 is the gradient of this straight line. Six over 5. Any doubt up to now? Do you have any doubt up to now? Sunray? Understood? Hard. Okay. Second example. Second one. Second exercise. Okay. Calculate the gradient of this PQ straight line. Calculate the gradient of this PQ straight line. Okay. What's the gradient of PQ? Yes. Priyanka? What's the gradient? Okay. Gradient equal, very easy. Remember, not x coordinate difference divide y coordinate. It's wrong. Y coordinate difference divide by x coordinate difference. That's compulsory. Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Y coordinate difference divide by x coordinate difference. Y coordinate difference minus 2 minus 8 divide by 8 minus x coordinate difference 8 minus minus 12. Sorry, minus 20. Now minus 2 minus 8, it is plus 10. Sorry, minus 10. Sorry, minus 10. Minus 10 divided by minus minus plus, it is 28. 28. 10 over 28. Now minus, yes, minus 5 over 28. 28, 40. 40. Okay, this is a gradient. If you want, you can get the decimal value. Decimal value. Okay, I got up to now. Today we discussed, I revised about last week lesson, the length of straight line. That's done. Next, our second topic, third topic, the midpoint of the straight line. All type of questions discussed. Finally, we discussed ratio point coordinates as well. Ratio point coordinates 1 to 3 ratio point and 3 to 1 ratio point coordinates. Finally, we come to our most important part of the lesson, the equations of straight line. Equations of straight line. First part completed, the gradient of straight line. Okay, next week we can start from intercept, and finally I will show you how to sketch any straight line using coordinates. No, there is no unit for gradient. It's just value. It's a constant value. No units. It's a constant value. If you got straight line, it's not changing. Then make a point gatta. This point, this point, this point, this point, the gradient 4 over 3. But x and y values are vary. That's why they called as variable. X and y values are changing. But if you got the gradient, it is the same constant value. Constant value for one straight line. The gradient, remember the definition of gradient, the slope or the tan angle to the positive side x-axis. X-axis positive direction. That we called as a gradient. That we called as a gradient. Okay, do you remember last in trigonometry lesson I explained circular basis? Circular basis. Circle I divide into 4 parts. Circular basis matakayi. This is the first circular base. මෙහෙම circle එකක් මේක උඩ circle එකක් ඇඳලා. Do you remember? Yes or no? I told this is the first circular base. This is the second circular base. This is the third circular base, and this is the final circular base. 4 circular base. Hari. Now, in first circular base, I told all trigonometric ratios are positive. All trigonometric ratios are positive. In second circular base, I told only sign positive, others are negative. You can tan make it negative. Very important. I told in third circular base, only tan positive, but others are negative. In final circular base, cos positive, others are negative. You can make it tan negative. Then make it on the baranda. Second circular base and final circular base, fourth circular base, tan, what happened? Negative. Tan negative. Okay, if you got this shape straight line, straight line, this type straight line, maybe that straight line, first circular base and third circular base, remember the tan value always, always positive. Therefore, gradient is positive always. But any straight line into this direction, what happened? Into this direction, what happened? Always in this circular basis, what happened? Tan is negative. Mean they came tan negative. They are negative gradients. Tan negative means gradient also negative. Okay, now you can decide. This is a which direction? The angle is going to right side direction, right? මෙහෙට යන්නේ මේක අනිවාර්යයෙන්. මෙහෙට යන්නේ. If you got next one, next answer. It's a minus value. Therefore, you can say this is the shape of this straight line. If you got this one, it's මෙහෙම. Understood? Okay, next week we can discuss more further details about gradient and intercept and y equal mx plus c. I got an idea. It can a circular base or tan negative now. The gradient also negative because the tan angle is the tan angle with positive x-axis positive direction. That's the meaning of gradient. Tan negative means gradient also negative. Is it understood? Hard. Then go to up to this level. I බලන්න මේ ටික and get these equations familiar. Sometimes මේවා හොඳටම දැනගෙන මේවා වරද්දන exam එකේ gradient equal x coordinate difference divided by y coordinate difference. Therefore, you have to work on 14 I took from opposite direction. I got 5 minus 5 divided by minus 14. Opposite direction mean? Opposite direction mean? You got 5 minus 5 divided minus 14. එහෙමද? No, answer correct. 5 divided by minus 4 minus 50 minus 14 mean may plus minus again the final answer minus, no issue. May minus 5 over 14. Again plus say by minus say by divided the final answer minus, no issue. It's minus. Correct. But it's not the way. You have to convert in this way. 5 over minus 14 some answer, but plus minus divide again the entire answer become minus. Entire answer minus 5 over 40. Okay. Go to up to this level and try to familiar these equations and method. I වරදින් නැති වෙන්න හදා ගන්න 2 to 3 times you can refer again, go to same questions, and let's meet next week with our final part of unit function.